All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kill Piece Strategy. What is up? Risk takers. This is episode 5 of the ultimate guide for Risk Global Domination, where we're going through the theory for how to play Risk in a sort of sequential way. So we started out with the mechanics of the game, and then we did Classic Fixed, which is more of a diplomatic game, then Classic Progressive, which is more of a hunter-killer style. And for episode 4 last week, we did Progressive World Dom on a different map, Pangea. So for episode 5, we're going to incorporate a new map. This is another favorite of mine for Progressive. This is Britannia Advanced, but the mode we're going to select is Zombies. So zombies are zombies are a very interesting way to play, and I'll sort of show you how they work over the course of the game. So we're going to just do the same settings as last week, except we're adding the mode zombies. So we're doing auto placement with progressive cards, an automated bot if anyone disconnects. We're not going to incorporate alliance, and we're going to use balanced blitz dice. Purists, lovers of zombies might say that you would want to play in the fog, but we're not going to work on fog yet. We're just going to show you the board so you can see everything that's going on. All right, so the mechanics of zombies are a bit complex. This is going to be more of an intro guide to zombies rather than a comprehensive one. There's all sorts of resources available on the Discord and via friendsofrisk.com if you want to do a sort of a more deep dive into zombies mechanics. But we'll try and go over it with an eye to the intro player. So zombies are essentially an environmental hazard that occupy a player slot. So the first player is always zombies, and they behave differently. So a couple of things they do. They always attack to attrition. So you see the zombie is aggressively rolling what it can roll. Now, the way it determines what it can roll is if it has 2 times your stack size. So in order to hit a 3, this would have had to have been a 6. In order to hit one of these 5s, if the zombies were trying to do that, it would have had to have been a 10, and so on. So me spawning with 2 5s in the bottom left, in the bottom middle is spectacularly good for me. This is an excellent open. Other things the zombies do is, if you are playing manual, they infect player territory at the beginning of the game. So that is how they enter the game. If the zombies are eliminated, they reinfect. That means they respawn through a player. If you have been infected, it has to go through every other player in the game before you can get infected again. Zombies reinforce completely differently. The mechanic of the zombies is designed to try and bring up the amount of troops the zombies have to be mostly equivalent to every other player on the board. So the zombies should ultimately try to get up to being about 120-something troops pretty quick. This is part of why we're doing this with fog off, so you guys can see. Their dice work differently too. Zombies lose in a tie. So if you aggressively attack through zombie stacks, you'll find that they are extremely soft and vulnerable. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to try and keep as many positions alive as possible. I don't see this as being threatened yet. It probably gets popped by black. I see this might be as my saving grace up at the top. My attack is going to be through this 3 to connect to that 2, and these territories on the bottom are fine. Nothing is rolling 2 5s. They're already in a corner. This is one of my very favorite maps. This is Britannia Advanced. We're playing on zombies mode with expert rated. That's both expert zombies and expert automated bot in case anyone disconnects, and it looks like we're losing blue. No fog, no blizzard, no portals, no alliances, 60-second timer, and balance splits dice. So does blue actually take a card? Yes. Probably going to lose my 2. Okay. So there are very weak zombies in this lobby. Hopefully the zombies don't get fully eliminated, and we'll have a chance to be able to play. If this plays out more like a real prog game, that would be very funny. You see how when they reinforce, they double. I think in the first reinforcement, it's double, and then it's like double plus one, double minus one. You have to go into depth in understanding the zombies in order to get sort of the full picture. The last thing I will say about them is they also attack on a predetermined attack path. So I'm going to go to friendsofrisk.com. I'm going to try and bring up the zombies pathing map for this exact board so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you go to friendsofrisk.com, you go to maps, you'll see how Britannia Advanced, then we have zombie pathing. So this is what the zombie pathing map looks like. By all means, friends, freeze frame that, right? Take an in-depth look at it on your own time. But the long and the short of it is the red line is the prioritized path, the orange line is the secondary path, and so on. If you want to really, as I said, really get into zombies, that's how you do it. But for the purposes of just a beginner's guide, I'm going to play this game out without needing to know the pathing map. Just needing to know the basic rules, right? Make sure that the zombie stacks are never 2x your size, and you should be okay. Do we lose that 3? Looks like I'm going to end up in a 2 position play. One at the top, one at the bottom. Long term. Yep. What do you got? Black? Going to take 30 seconds to pop my 3. Okay. And what do we expect to see from purple? So purple has all their concentration up in the top middle. So me stacking on that 8 actually isn't the best thing to do. Maybe I can get some value out of this 3 before it's gone. And blue wasn't here the first turn. They are here now. So they're going to hit that zombie 1 and consolidate in southern Scotland or northern Ireland. Ah, they want to move north as well. Okay. Long term, that's going to be a problem for my 8. Sure. If we do happen to lose this 3, well, let's do this first. So let me show you the difference. You see how normally 2v1 is not a high odds roll, but against zombies, as I said, they lose in a tie. So it's a 63% roll. So we get some value out of that 2 stack. That's probably going to die anyways. And we have a bunch of material on the bottom. I would expect to see, okay, so the zombies again double, right? 2 becomes 4. Yeah. And all of the ones eventually get hit. And the zombies are getting terrible dice. So this is a risk. At some point, maybe a stack gets infected. And if that happens, I'll point it out when it happens. It'll happen at the beginning of the zombie's turn. So you can kind of see how this would be a nice sort of hunter-killer style game if the fog was on. I'm trying to play cat and mouse with people. How many positions do they have? Can I kill them? You know, do they have an extra position? Where would it be? How big is it? That's how skillful zombies games are played. The 11 is going to go into the 4. Oh, it leaves. Huh. You almost never see that. I'm kind of holding most of my material in Wales, which is the new magnet of this map. This map notably only has 4 bonuses. Ireland is +8 and includes that piece of Scotland. Pictland +6, England 7, and Cymru +6. So Wales tends to be the new magnet on this board. Uh-huh. Okay. All of my opponents are staying alive. Purple's happy to hit a blue 3. That moves up to Orkney, one of my favorite territories on this map, all the way up at the top. Okay, so blue knows well enough to hide in a corner. That's actually a good move for zombies. Okay, well let's use this. Let's use this stack then. Let's get it. We'll move towards a 2-position play. I guess 3 positions is fine. Something in the middle. Perhaps we'll move up to Isle of Man. That would actually be a really nice structure for hunting kills in the mid game. So we have a northern position, maybe a middle position, and a southern position. All right, zombies are all 5s now. 68 troops. You can see they're coming up, balancing out their count with everyone else's. This 4 in the middle is going to get popped. Yeah, as I said, environmental hazard. So you see the board gets fuller and fuller of zombie troops. The last thing, mechanically speaking, with the zombies I haven't mentioned is you can actually see through the fog a little bit via the cards. So you see how I have 3 cards? I see that purple is on 2 of them. So if we hit T on the keyboard or we hit this toggle, you can see the territory cards I own. Now, if it was fog, I wouldn't know that they were purple. We would just not see a green +2. Now, the green +2 means when you trade the card in, zombies get an additional +2 on top of that territory. And that happens when you trade, not at the beginning of their turn. So this is a handy-dandy little trick to see through the fog as you check your cards. Okay, black's trying to maintain 2 positions. Blue's only going to be 1 up at the top. I think a 3-position play here is fine. And purple's hitting a bit too much. But the zombies haven't really hit hard yet. Yeah, he's just going to hang out up there. Blue says, I'm an Orkney man now. So you see, attacker has favor in a tie, it says. You do lose too. I like Isle of Man because it's just very central. So I will use that central position to make kills. Because zombies put 80 on the board, they now match everyone's troop count. So the rest of the singles on the board will be taken. And yes, this is the turn where the zombies go ham. My opponents are emoting to indicate that they did not expect this. All right, so what does magenta do? And no one's setting yet, so the prog trades are also slightly slower because there's 1 player slot that doesn't use cards. So it'll be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I'm in the big trade seat, and I'm spread apart, so it's unlikely anyone can kill me. And we'll see if we can hunt a kill in kind of the third-ish sequence. Most of my opponents will be in a single place. Okay, so blue has already flagged. So blue's now going to act as a automated bot. Automated bot will over attack. So we want to get those cards if we can. Don't think it's worth it yet to hit a 16, though. So it will be in the second sequence. Hey, we got a +2 on Isle of Man. Perfect. How lovely is that? Okay, purple sets early. This is not what you want to be doing. Yeah. Just wants to hang out in the middle of Scotland. Okay, so this behavior tells me that he is going to try and... that this gets popped. Right, he's going to try and guard and then take everything behind. I got to stack here, else it gets rolled. Shit. Yeah. My stack there gets rolled. Okay. Bad luck for me. I don't think anyone kills me, so the zombies get slightly less troops this turn, just 2 on each. You see they now have more than everyone else's troop count, so we are past any point of risk of infection. But I need to be careful because trying to maintain 3 positions here might not work. I could try and kill Blue Bot. It might be flat on troops, but it might still be worth doing when the time comes. Unless Magenta makes a play with their 30 stack. Okay. Magenta bombs black. Better black than I suppose. Black has a trade. Black could kill blue, but it wouldn't set him. Black's kind of reeling. He didn't expect that to happen. I think the move is actually to kill purple on my turn. Off the 15. Well, let's see what blue does. Blue bot probably helps me. I might actually be able to chain kills up in the middle if the dice go my way. Does he remove the magenta position? Unsurprisingly. Okay, so black's the best kill, assuming I can touch it. So is there a line of play that gets purple into black into blue, and then I'm in a heads-up game? Probably. Unless blue rolls my 15. Or that happens. Okay, and that is a full feed. We will put ourselves in a 1v1 very soon. Great. Being last to act here, turns out, worked out very well. Purple would like me to go ham. I shall. I shall indeed. Hey, you get a joker. Nice. Okay, this worked out better than I'd hoped. They all had sets on 3. Isn't that crazy? And we get to hold the joker. Oh, this is lovely. Yeah, good game, buddy. Oh my goodness. Well, normally I would have to show you how to clean up the zombies, but we got a ton of troops here. I guess I will have to show you how to clean up the zombies. Okay. Well, the power of Isle of Man cannot be denied. So let's start like that. And we'll do a quick sort of zombies cleanup tutorial. So this is just about understanding where they can get in and how to maintain borders that are 2x their size. Or sorry, that their size can't be 2x of. That's a better way of saying it. And the set is 30, and we do have the follow-up set on 3. So we're in a really good way to win this game. All right, so what you want to figure is you want to figure out in your mind how to position your troops so that you can guard fewest number of territories. So I'm going to try and create a structure like this, and I'll show you. I'm going to create a 4-point guard on the top of the map. So let's go, say, 15 back. Doesn't really need to be that many, but 15 feels like a safe number. And then let's just clean everything around. Does that connect? It must. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do 5-point here. Take Ireland next turn. You see, I've given them no option to hit, so the zombies do not take... Well, they never take cards, but they do not take an attack. Let's see how far this 11 goes. Quite far. Look at that. I think this is a 3-point, right? Isle of Man doesn't touch. I wish there was a way that you could see what they touch when it's not an attack. Isle of Man doesn't touch. This territory does it. Oh, it's the old English name, Ragged. Yeah, it doesn't touch at all. Cool. And we're getting real close. Just being able to roll the zombies. We probably could have done it that turn because they're so weak, right? 143 should be able to beat 209. So I'm stalling a bit, but that's sort of the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys, those of you who do like zombies, I hope you can see the beauty in the mode. It was once upon a time as popular as Caps, if you can believe it. Zombies have really kind of fallen from glory a bit. And I'm very happy to play them more if enjoyed. So those of you who do love zombies, say hi. I'll shout that out in the comments. There's a subset of zombies lovers in the Risk community. And yeah, I hope I went over kind of the mechanics. This game ultimately played more like a Prog World Dom game that just got fed. But yeah, it's an interesting mode. And then next week we're gonna go into some of the other modes before we touch on Caps. So we'll take a look at 70%. 70% domination and speed blitz before we investigate Capital Conquest, folks. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying the journey of learning this beautiful game. Thank you. I love you. And for all of you on the path to world domination. Good games and good luck.